Chapter 272 of Eden Zero is out, and we are finally getting into all the answers that we have been waiting to hear, as Mother is beginning to explain basically everything from the 20,000 year ago flashback to how she was created, and I believe we'll end off with how Shiki ended up coming to an agreement with Mother 20,000 years in the past. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving Eden Zero's direction of where it's going. I'm curious to see how this is going to tie into the current storyline right now, and probably with Void, but I just have been enjoying this series so much with these last couple of chapters, and I cannot wait to get right into it. Before we get into this chapter, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows that you want to see more. The last review did pretty well, so let's hope we can keep this track going with these latest couple of chapter reviews, because we're going to be getting a lot of answers. Now with that out of the way, let's get right into things. So chapter 272 of Eden Zero, titled Mother. Very aptly titled, especially since we met Mother last chapter officially, and it feels like we just reached the end goal of the series, and there's still more to come afterwards. So we start where last week left off, with Mother telling Shiki about the choices he will have to make, stating, "Will you save me, or will you save the lives of your friends as well as your own? The decision is yours, Shiki. You must choose." Happy even asks that this doesn't really make much sense. Pino then chimes in, processing the information, saying that an agreement was made 20,000 years ago in which Shiki was given the right to choose. One option is to save Mother and procure a future, but with this choice, those who died in other universes will die again. The other option is to save those who died in other universes. If he chooses that path, Mother will cease to exist and will have no guarantee of a future, as we have a full panel showcasing everybody that has ever died in Eden Zero, maybe omitting a few people. And this is actually something that I missed last week, and I saw this discussion online in the Reddit posts and even throughout different social media platforms involving Eden Zero. But Shiki is included in the people that died. Basically everybody in all the other universes, save for Rebecca in Universe 1 when she first did the cat leap in the first place, basically all died. Meaning that if they include all this, we might end up just going back to where Universe 1 was like, where Rebecca was the only sole survivor of everything in the series. That's kind of a bleak option. But Shiki then asks a very important question. If I choose to save you, Mother, what would I have to do? And Rebecca obviously is stating, Shiki, you can't make this decision. But Shiki just tells her that it's okay, I just want to get all the facts. What would I have to do to save Mother? And Mother just goes on to say that the mere act of wanting to save me of your own choice, that is what they agreed upon. That will be enough to save me. That was the agreement from 20,000 years ago. And then she then says, the moment you choose to save me, I will reclaim my rightful powers, which will enable me to supply all the cosmoses with ether. And obviously everyone is kind of skeptical over this, and Mother says, I understand. It is not an easy choice. Rebecca then shouts out pretty playfully to Shiki, just to save their friends. She hates to give that option, and she hates to do this to Mother, but there's only one choice here. We can build a future ourselves. And Shiki obviously is considering it, but he is weighed down by a lot of the things that they obviously know about what happens in the future, thanks to Ziggy. But Mother goes on to say, should you choose that option, I will cease to exist, and in the near future, humankind will perish. Eventually, all ether in the universe will dry up, and even the machines will die out. Rebecca goes on to yell at Mother, saying, who do you think you are? How do you have that kind of power? What gives you the right to make Shiki suffer like this? And Shiki has kind of suffered in this series on a couple of occasions, and this is definitely not an easy decision to make. But Mother goes on to say that this is all according to our agreement 20,000 years ago, as she then begins to shine and envelop Shiki, Rebecca, Happy, and Pino in a bright light. She goes on to say, I will believe you deserve to see what happened 20,000 years before now. As we now begin a flashback to 20,000 years ago, with Shiki, Rebecca, Happy, and Pino getting a first-person view of what happened. Mother goes on to say, in the past, I was a planet. And we get a 2-page spread showcasing that she was Earth. Yes, Earth existed in the Eden Zero universe. That is what a lot of people have been speculating from the original 20,000 year ago flashback, like a couple of chapters ago when we were first getting these. And yeah, 100% confirmed. Mother was actually Earth. This actually also explains some of the relics that we end up seeing. But yeah, we cut back to 20,000 years in the past, to the year 2025. So yeah, about a year from now. That's actually kind of crazy. So yeah, Shiki and Rebecca are in the air as ethereal forms, and just looking at everything from the city to the people. And they even notice that a soft drink has the same bottle cap that was the relic that Xenolith had on Foresta. So, really interesting thing, and nice to tie it all back to that. Mother begins her narration. The planet that I once was a bountiful, tranquil planet. But there was constant wars and rampant destruction of nature. By the time anyone realized the planet's ether was drying up, it was too late. The air had been polluted, a mysterious disease had spread everywhere. Disasters had begun to strike in every region. Okay, pause real quick. I'm going to spoil Fire Force real quick because this is something that I really wanted to mention and it came to mind. So skip to the timestamp above so you don't get spoiled for Fire Force. You gone? You skipped ahead? Okay, for those of you who don't care or have read Fire Force, continue, because if you read Fire Force, you know this is basically a similar premise to Fire Force, where the Fire Force world is actually the world that came after our real world after the Great Cataclysm. Now, obviously Eden Zero isn't doing the exact same thing. It is taking place years after in alternate and other realities and another universe and other cosmoses and solar systems and stuff like that. And it's going about things very differently. And we're basically a post-apocalyptic series. And I don't know what the trend is with a lot of mangaka going with a post-apocalyptic type series scenarios. I'm kind of liking it. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Also, Fire Force is a prequel to Soul Eater, if you have not been spoiled by that already. That is actually pretty wild. Okay, back to the chapter. Mother goes on to say that there were a few who tried to save the planet. One was a girl from a country called Japan, Mio, and the other was Yuna, an American physicist. And as we all pointed out, this is Hermit and Valkyrie, as Shiki and Rebecca are kind of confused over this, but Pino then reveals the truth, that what they're seeing is who they were when they were human. Now, ever since we were getting these brief flashbacks in the clashes with the Dark Stars in the Kaede War arc, we all kind of figured that they were once human based off of those flashbacks, or perhaps based off of humans in the past. The reason for which and who they were in the past, we had no clue, and now we're finally getting cued in on this. And their names, Hermit Mio, Valkyrie Yuna, all take place from their actual human names. And how they know each other, I feel like we're going to really get into this, because we've seen these characters know each other in these brief flashbacks, so I'm curious to see how they come up with how to save Mother and all that. They go on to see Regret and Ivory, as Regret was a very good defense attorney, and Ivory was a patient in a hospital. We're tying things back as Rebecca ends up noticing that sister is sick, and apparently she had been infected with that mysterious disease that had been spreading across the planet. Shiki ends up saying that he's seen all this stuff before. They're scenes he saw when he fought the Dark Stars. Again, tying back everything we began to start learning and speculating about from what was planted in the Kaede arc. And we also get revealed that Clown, well, we kind of figured this, is Sister's or Ivory's doctor, and he tried multiple times to cure her, and even found a new treatment called ether therapy. As the chapter ends with a full page of Mother shining, stating that trial would ultimately change my destiny forever. Ending the chapter. So, we got a lot to go on with this chapter. We full on got confirmation that the Shining Stars were previously humans, and thus now they're androids, the reason for which we're not entirely sure, but we know that they are the reason, or at least part of the reason, as to how Mother came into being. And Clown, his previous life as a doctor, with this ether therapy treatment thing, was primarily the cause or the theory that ended up creating Mother as a whole. And now I really feel like the next couple of chapters are going to explore this flashback, the characters they were in their past lives, as well as just how Mother fully came to be and what Shiki has to do with this. There was also a brief flashback with Ziggy on Earth 20,000 years ago in a destroyed planet, so I'm wondering how Ziggy ties into all this as well, because we still need to know about Ziggy. But yeah, a lot of stuff ends up happening with this flashback that needs to be fully explored and answered, and I cannot wait. Also, I know everyone's going to point it out also, and I didn't want to mention it in the actual review portion, just here in the base discussion. But yeah, This is a lot of meta commentary on what the hell is going on in the world right now. And I think Mashima's doing a pretty good job with tying it into the baseline of the story and how he's trying to turn that into the origins of Mother and how we got the Eden Zero universe as a whole right now. And it is interesting how a similar idea was done with another series, which is in the spoiler section, but I'm kind of happy with where Eden Zero is going right now. Obviously, the chapters aren't too long, and it's just baseline information that I don't really have to spend too much time dissecting every single section at the moment, because those could be full-on videos later down the road. But yeah, Eden Zero has been really great, and I cannot wait to see what happens with this series next. What do you guys think about this flashback? Are you excited to see what happens next? What theories on Shiki's agreement, how this came to be, and how Ziggy fully ties into this and how he got here? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and you want to see more. And with all that said and done, I hope you all have an awesome day.